Listen to me closely. You don't need to flip your whole life upside down to see a breakthrough. Sometimes it's not the mountain that's holding you back. It's the small stones in your shoe. We chase big dreams, we pray for big results. But the truth is, greatness often hides in the smallest decisions you make every single day. You keep waiting for a miracle, but maybe the miracle is waiting for you to make 3 small changes, changes that can shift your mindset, your habits, and your future. By 2026, your life can look completely different, not because you changed everything, but because you changed the right things. So today I want you to open your heart, open your mind, and lean in, because what I'm about to share are not theories or fancies. These are real principles that transform ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The power of small daily habits is one of the most underestimated forces in personal growth. People often look for big breakthroughs, dramatic moments, or instant success stories. But real transformation doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do consistently, even when no one's watching. Every small action is like a seed. It may not look like much when you plant it, but with time, it begins to grow roots beneath the surface long before you see the results above the ground. When you start building small habits, they don't make a lot of noise. They don't give you instant results or applause. But what they do is shape who you're becoming. Brushing your mind with positive thoughts every morning. Spending 10 minutes in reflection, organizing your day before it begins. These small habits may seem ordinary, but they're quietly rewriting your story, because success isn't built in one grand moment. It's built in the little decisions that stack up over time. You see, people often underestimate how powerful small changes can be because they seem so easy to ignore. Missing one workout doesn't make a difference. Skipping one reading session doesn't ruin your mindset. But over weeks and months, those skipped moments compound in silence. In the same way, small positive habits also compound. When you choose to do something that builds your mind, body, or spirit, even if it's small, you're setting yourself up for long-term growth. Think of your daily habits as silent builders. They work in the background while you're not paying attention. They shape your focus, strengthen your confidence, and prepare you for bigger opportunities. The danger is that bad habits work the same way. They slowly drain your potential without making much noise. That's why it's so important to be intentional, because the little things you do every day either build your future or bury it. If you can start respecting the small things, you'll begin to see how they multiply into big results. By 2026, your life could look completely different simply because you decided to stay consistent with the habits that align with your vision. The greatest victories don't come from giant leaps, but from faithful, quiet steps taken every single day toward a better version of yourself. Motivation feels good, but it doesn't last. It's the spark that gets you started, not the fire that keeps you going. Discipline is what keeps the fire burning when the excitement fades. Many people wait to feel ready before they act, but those who achieve real success understand that feelings can't be trusted. Some days you'll wake up energized and inspired, other days you'll feel tired and disconnected. Discipline is the bridge between those two realities. It's the decision to show up, to push forward, even when the feeling to do so isn't there. The truth is, motivation speaks to your emotions, but discipline speaks to your future. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel like it. Discipline says, I'll do it because it needs to be done. That's the difference between people who dream about success and those who live it. The people who win consistently are not necessarily more talented or lucky. They are simply more committed to their routine. They've learned to treat discipline as a lifestyle, not a punishment. When you replace motivation with discipline, your results become predictable. You no longer depend on external inspiration because your habits are already aligned with your goals. It's like building muscle. You don't see it grow overnight, but every repetition counts. Every time you choose structure over comfort, you're training your mind to obey your purpose, not your emotions. Discipline frees you from the chaos of inconsistency. It turns progress into a pattern instead of a random burst of effort. There's a certain peace that comes with discipline too. You stop chasing hype, stop looking for shortcuts, and start respecting the process. You realize that showing up is the hardest part, but it's also the part that changes you the most. The discipline you build in one area of your life starts to influence the others. You become more focused, more intentional, and more trustworthy to yourself. By 2026, those who learn to live by discipline instead of motivation will see the results others only talk about. Because discipline doesn't rely on mood, it relies on choice. And once you choose to stay consistent no matter how you feel, you unlock a level of strength and clarity that motivation could never give you. The 1% better principle is simple but powerful. It's the idea that if you improve just a little bit every single day, those tiny improvements will stack up into massive progress over time. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they expect instant results. They quit too early, thinking their small efforts don't matter. But life doesn't change overnight, it changes gradually, one small step at a time. Getting 1% better might seem like nothing today, but a year from now, that consistent growth will separate you from the version of yourself that never started. You don't need to reinvent your life every week. You just need to get slightly better at what you do. If you read one more page, make one more call, practice one more time, or learn one new thing, that effort multiplies. Improvement works like compound interest. The gains may start slow, but over time they explode into something significant. You may not see the progress day to day, but it's happening beneath the surface. The small, unseen moments of effort are where transformation truly begins. This principle also teaches patience. When you understand that progress is built on steady improvement, you stop comparing your timeline to others. You stop looking for shortcuts. You begin to respect your own pace. The goal isn't perfection, it's direction. Every small move in the right direction counts. Every day you choose growth, no matter how small, you're building momentum. That momentum becomes your confidence, your rhythm, your edge. The 1% better mindset also protects you from burnout. When you aim for small, manageable improvements instead of giant leaps, you keep your energy consistent. You stay focused without overwhelming yourself. It reminds you that success is not about doing everything at once. It's about doing the right thing again and again until it becomes natural. By 2026, if you commit to being just 1% better every day, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Not because of one big moment, because of the hundreds of small, quiet moments where you decided to keep moving forward. The 1% better principle is not just about progress. It's about faith in the process, knowing that even the smallest steps still move you closer to the life you're meant to live. Your environment has more influence over your success than most people realize. You can have all the ambition in the world, but if you're surrounded by the wrong energy, will slowly drain your drive and cloud your focus. The people you spend time with, the conversations you entertain, the spaces you live and work in, all of it shapes your mindset. Energy is contagious. When you're around people who complain, doubt, or settle for less, it starts to affect how you see yourself. But when you surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable, growth becomes natural. Protecting your environment means being intentional about what and who you allow into your space. It's not about arrogance or isolation. It's about stewardship. You're responsible for guarding your peace, your vision, and your focus. You can't plant seeds of greatness in toxic soil and expect them to grow. If your environment doesn't support your goals, you have to be brave enough to change it. Sometimes that means setting boundaries, stepping back from certain people, or creating new routines that align with the life you're trying to build. Your surroundings don't just influence your emotions, they influence your habits. If you're in a space where distractions rule, discipline fades. But when your environment is organized, calm, and aligned with your goals, your actions begin to follow naturally. A clean workspace can spark clarity. A conversation with a focused friend can reignite your vision. These small environmental shifts reinforce the mindset you're trying to maintain. It's also important to remember that energy isn't only external, it's what you create. Be the kind of person who lifts the atmosphere around you. Speak life, not negativity. Bring focus, not chaos. The energy you give out eventually returns to you multiplied. Protecting your environment is as much about what you contribute as it is about what you consume. By 2026, the people who take control of their environment will see the biggest breakthroughs. Because success doesn't grow in noise, clutter, or confusion. It grows in clarity, peace, and intention. If you want to rise higher, make sure the space around you supports that rise. Build an environment that feeds your purpose and watch how it transforms everything you touch. Mindset over mood is one of the most important principles for long-term success. Your mood changes every day. It's affected by sleep, weather, conversations, and countless small things you can't control. But your mindset is something you can train and protect. When you start living by mindset instead of mood, you take back control of your life. You stop letting temporary feelings decide permanent outcomes. You begin to act based on vision, and that shift alone can change everything about how you move through life. Most people make decisions when they're emotional, which often leads to regret. They quit when they feel tired, speak out of anger, or give up on something just because it feels difficult. But successful people understand that mood is a visitor. It comes and goes. Mindset is the home you build. When your vision is clear, your actions stay steady no matter how you feel. You may not always be motivated, but your mindset reminds you why you started. You may not always feel strong, but your mindset reminds you that consistency builds strength. Developing a strong mindset means training yourself to respond instead of react. You take a breath before making decisions. You remind yourself that feelings pass, but discipline remains. It's choosing patience over panic, focus over frustration. This doesn't mean ignoring emotions. It means not being ruled by them. Emotions can guide you, but they shouldn't control your direction. Your mindset becomes a filter that protects your purpose. When challenges come, and they always do, it's your mindset that decides whether you'll break down or break through. A strong mindset turns pain into growth, setbacks into lessons, and pressure into progress. Every difficult moment becomes another chance to practice control, to stay grounded in who you are and where you're headed. By 2026, those who lead with mindset over mood will find themselves miles ahead of those who chase feelings. Because feelings fade, but a trained mind stays focused. If you want consistent progress, anchor your actions to your purpose, not your emotions. Let your mindset be stronger than your moods, and you'll find that even in hard seasons, you still move forward. That's how real growth happens, not by feeling ready, but by staying ready through a steady, disciplined mind. The 2026 Vision Challenge is about setting a clear, focused goal for your next chapter and aligning your daily actions with it. It's not about making a list or vague resolutions. It's about creating a vision so strong that it guides every decision you make. Too often, people drift through life without direction, hoping something will change. But vision gives your energy a purpose. When you know exactly where you're going, you start moving with intention. Every small action, every sacrifice, every routine begins to make sense because it's connected to something bigger than the moment. Creating your 2026 vision begins with clarity. You have to know what kind of life you want to build. Not in fantasy, but in real, achievable terms. Picture where you want to be in your work, relationships, mindset, and growth. Then break that vision into simple, daily steps that move you closer to it. It's not enough to hope for a better future. You have to plan for it, commit to it, and protect it. Each day becomes a brick you lay toward that vision. Even when progress feels slow, the direction matters more than the speed. The beauty of this challenge is that it teaches consistency. When your mind is fixed on your vision, distractions lose their power. You stop wasting time on things that don't align with your goals. You learn to say no more often, not because you're cold, but because you're clear. That clarity gives you confidence. It helps you focus your effort and recognize progress even when it's quiet or unseen. There will be moments when it feels like nothing's working, but that's when the vision matters most. The 2026 Vision Challenge isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You're building a version of yourself that's ready for the next level. Every day you stay consistent, you're proving to yourself that you can be trusted with more. By the time 2026 arrives, your life will reflect the choices you made every single day leading up to it. Not the big leaps, but the steady steps taken with purpose. When you live with vision, you stop reacting to life and start creating it. That's what separates those who wish for change from those who live it. The power of a clear, unwavering vision and the discipline to follow it through. As we come to the end of this message, I want you to pause and think about the life you could be living by 2026 if you made just a few intentional changes starting today. Not a complete overhaul, not an impossible dream, but small, steady steps in the right direction. The power to transform your future isn't hiding in some distant opportunity. It's sitting in the choices you make daily. You don't have to wait for a perfect moment, because the perfect moment is now. Every sunrise gives you another chance to get it right, to learn, to grow, to push forward even when it's uncomfortable. The next year and a half can redefine everything about you if you're willing to stay consistent, stay focused, and protect the vision you're building. Remember this, success isn't about speed, it's about direction. It's not about how loud your journey looks to others, but how faithful you are when no one's watching. Keep your mind sharp, your spirit steady, and your heart anchored in purpose. The small things you do today will echo into the big victories of tomorrow. So make the decision now. By 2026, you won't just be dreaming of change, you'll be living proof of it. Because when you commit to growth, even in the smallest ways, life has a way of meeting you halfway and multiplying your effort. Start small, stay consistent, and watch those small changes lead to big results. Thank you.